Welcome to episode 532 of the Pittsburgh Nerd Podcast. I'm Sean.
I'm Ian, and this is the only podcast that says... Sorry.
October is not a real fucking thing, motherfuckers. Stop it. Just fucking stop it.
Okay.
These fucking spooky season people just can't wait.
Yeah, it's here.
No, it's not.
I
But there they are. I mean, I go to the store and there's fucking Halloween candy everywhere.
Yeah.
Pumpkin spice. It's not even the end of August. It's still fucking summer.
And hot.
Football season hasn't even really started yet. And they're already proclaiming it's spooky season. No. Wait your fucking turn.
Anger.
God. It's that... Because here's the thing. These are the same people that will bitch about, like, oh, Walmart's got Christmas decorations already out and stuff like that. Well, yeah, because you people keep pushing the seasons earlier and earlier.
Yeah, right.
October does not exist. Let it fucking breathe.
All right.
Oh, I love, like, Reese's peanut butter pumpkins.
Yeah.
Like, the pumpkins, the trees, and the hearts. Like, because like, they're so much better than a regular Reese's cup. There's more peanut butter. It's delicious.
It's a little grittier.
Yeah, there is something to, like, the seasonal Reese thing that is just amazing. Okay? But it's August. I don't want a Reese's pumpkin yet, but there they fucking are in every fucking store I walk into, just spitting in my face like a bukkake.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm not ready for them yet. I got about another month till I'm ready for them. Okay?
Wow, you're really passionate about this.
I am. I'm getting tired of it. Because it does lead to, like, in the middle of October, all of a sudden there's, Black Friday sales. Pre-Black Friday sale at Target. Pre-Black Friday sale at Kohl's. Pre-Black Friday sale at... No! Just wait for fucking Black Friday. God. It's exhausting.
I hear you.
You know? Like I said, football season hasn't even fucking started.
Oh, it started.
Oh, I know. You were there last night. Yeah. That we're recording on Sunday because Ian went to the preseason Steeler game yesterday.
Yeah. The only one.
Yeah, but they have 9 home games this year.
Yeah, I know.
That's the trade-off. It goes every other year, I guess. So I guess this year the AFC has 9 home games in the regular season, and next year the NFC has 9 home games. That's how they're playing the 17-game schedule.
Yeah.
But that's you got the one preseason. I mean, you picked a good one to go to.
My past 2 preseason games have been all right. This was a good one, though.
I hate judging anything by a preseason game. Like, it's tough. Like,
Oh, I know.
You know what I mean? Like, but what if I watched that whole game yesterday because I had the opportunity to. I didn't even watch the Tampa Bay game. I just saw the highlights.
Oh.
But what I saw was depth.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of depth on that team. Like, I think come cut time, they are going to have a hard time with that.
I think so, too.
I think there are guys that they are going to, like, wish they could keep because they can play.
Yeah.
I think it's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at, like, there were some guys I'm like, I can't believe that guy's a backup.
Yeah.
I know.
It was a good game to go to.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised by the Warren run.
Yeah.
I was like, and I was just telling G, I was like, because we were watching, McFarland or whatever. And I'm like, man, I wish we could just run again. And then, like, literally
Yeah.
a play later, he's fucking scampering. I'm like, holy shit.
Beautiful downfield block by Deontay Johnson.
Oh, yeah. I know. That was key.
That was huge, but I mean, that was like Hines Ward-esque.
Yeah. Well, that's where they need to be with the run game.
Yeah.
And so.
Well, I mean, that's where the wide receivers need to be paired. Like, the greatness of Hines Ward wasn't that he was a great receiver, because he wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like those out there who think Hines Ward is a Hall of Fame wide receiver, you're wrong.
Yeah.
But Hines Ward was a football player. And so Hines Ward's willingness to sacrifice statistics for wins in doing stuff like blocking downfield where most wide receivers wouldn't do that,
Right.
is what separates Hines Ward. But so like to see Deontay Johnson like downfield blocking like that made me happy because I mean the guy didn't have a touchdown catch last year.
Right.
You know. And so like to me, like that's that thing of like he's willing to sacrifice his own statistics for team success.
Yeah.
Which is more important.
Yeah.
You know. And that's what that block showed me.
Yeah. It was good. So the Austin run was good. That punt return was killer. They played good special teams yesterday too.
They did. Like there was a lot of like. And again, one of those little things is like. Percy Harvin's got a leg.
Yeah.
He's got a huge leg, but his first 2 years he's had very little control of that leg.
Yeah.
This, at least like yesterday, what I saw was a lot more finesse out of him, like getting balls to die.
Yeah, yeah.
And then having like, or get enough hang time that the special teams can get down there.
Right.
And get under, and down it.
Right, right.
So, like, it's stuff like that, like, you have Percy Harvin punting from his own 20. He can just murder the ball. Like, that's not a big deal to him. But when you had him kicking from, like, the 45,
right,
like, it was just going out the back of the end zone.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, now he can finesse that ball, it looks like, at least so far.
Yeah.
Like, there are people who are calling for Percy Harvin's head.
Yeah.
Because he just doesn't have that finesse ball. But I think he spent some time this year developing that. And that, if that's the case, that is just as big of a weapon. Because if you're giving teams a long field, like if their average starting position is the 10-yard line,
yeah,
and not the 20-25, man, that's a big deal.
Yeah, no, I agreed. See, that was good, and I was really impressed by Erbig. Erbig?
Yeah.
The linebacker?
Yeah.
Man, this guy blows up shit. And he was in there a lot of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they gave him a lot of playing time.
They did, yeah. I mean, he had that, that sack that caused the fumble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a lot of pressure cues.
Yeah.
Just completely being disruptive. Like, he was crazy. It's like unleashed. It's almost like what they told him was like, just
do what you
gotta do.
Apparently, like, T.J. Watt has taken him under his wing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like that's what, like listening to the broadcast, that's what they were talking about. It's like that's like T.J. Watt's kind of like taking him under his wing and made him his boy, and you could see some of like Watt-like moves. Like I'm not saying,
you can't.
Yeah, like you can see like there was that one time he went low. Like he got like an angle and everything, and it was like that was T.J. Watt-esque, and it's probably because that's something that T.J. Watt's been teaching him.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
it's working.
Yeah,
and he's fast.
Yeah,
real fast. Small, but fast.
Yeah,
I mean he's not that small, but he's small.
Yeah,
comparatively. So I thought everybody did pretty well yesterday.
Yeah,
I like the fact that this kid got an interception. Porter.
Yeah.
But it was right in his hands. But at least he caught it.
Yeah. Which was like, if there was any fault on him coming out of college, it was that he didn't catch balls.
Yeah, well, he caught that one.
Yeah.
But they're using all these weapons. I mean, they have so many fucking offensive weapons. It's disgusting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just sick. I mean, you look at that offense. I don't know, man.
That's what I'm. I mean, it's like that funny thing of like, and I mean, Thad's kind of railed on me on like, how can you rate Pickett so high? But like the thing I've been saying is like, if the quarterback does what I think the quarterback is capable of doing,
Yeah.
with the weapons, with the offensive line being revamped, with everything that's taken place, like everything that they've put around, like unlike a lot of other like second team or second year quarterbacks, he's in a position to succeed as long as he takes the necessary steps. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
like everything. It's almost like Roethlisberger year one.
Right.
Like you expected them to go far, but it was Tommy Maddox at the helm, not Ben.
Yeah.
And when he took over, like he was in a position that he really couldn't fail.
Right.
Like, up until you get to, New England in the AFC Championship game, he hadn't lost a game.
Right.
And there was a reason for it. They had a strong run game with Bettis. They had quality wide receivers. They had a great offensive line. Like, I remember, Alan Faneca was pissed that Maddox was injured.
Yeah.
Because he's thinking, well, I've got a rookie quarterback behind me now. How far can that go?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, luckily Ben was good enough to not make the big mistake, but like it was like that thing of like you're positioned to make a run.
Right.
And I feel like people were sleeping on the Steelers because they're enamored with Cincinnati, and rightfully so. And they're enamored with Baltimore, and I don't understand why.
Yeah.
And they're enamored with Cleveland because Deshaun Watson's supposed to be so great. So please continue to sleep on the Steelers because, when between that defense and what you think that offense can do, I think people are going to be like halfway through the season, like jaws will be like, I can't believe this team's this good.
Yeah, I think they've done some good stuff in the off season.
Yeah.
And with the draft to put him in this position.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I don't know. I like this linebacker. I do. He's just has ferocity.
There is a lot to like on this team, and I feel like it's built to make a run within the next 2 years.
Yeah.
It kind of has to make a run within the next 2 years. And it's young.
For the most part.
For the most part, yeah. But I mean, like the problem becomes at some point, like that youth ends up having to get paid.
Yeah.
And you have to kind of pick. Okay, well, you're going to pay the quarterback, but like, who else can you afford to pay? What can you do? The Steelers have proven time and again they are willing to part with high-priced wide receivers.
Yeah.
Like we will find something just like you in the draft, which they've done time and time again.
Yeah, they do.
They have a track record with receivers that's, I don't think many teams can match.
Right.
Over the past, I'm going to say 15 years or so.
Right.
So there's that aspect of it. But like it's just this thing of like at some point you have to pay a receiver. Like a guy like George Pickens, like Deontay Johnson's replaceable.
Yeah.
You can find something just like him because you did it with Antonio Brown, you did it with Deontay Johnson, you did it with Emmanuel Sanders, you did it with Mike Wallace. Like that guy you can find. Okay? George Pickens is going to need to be paid.
Yeah.
Because that guy you don't find.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if he's as good as I think he's going to be, you don't find that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Freiermuth, you're probably going to have to give him some money. Like, T.J. Watt is getting paid. Micah Fitzpatrick's getting paid. Highsmith is getting paid. Like, there's a salary cap for a reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you kind of end up having to like decide, like, well, who are the guys that we're going to pay, and who also like who's willing to like take that hometown discount a little bit.
Yeah.
You know.
We'll see.
We will see, but I mean, what you see in the first 2 preseason games, it makes you hopeful, but at the same time, like I temper that by just saying, well, it was the preseason.
Yeah, and I look at what they're playing in the preseason. Like they were playing their first run. First runs were playing.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And they shut Allen down.
Yeah. No, they did. They did. They absolutely did.
So when I see Allen being shut down like that,
Yeah.
that's pretty positive for me.
Yeah. I agree.
Because they weren't playing against the second or third string squad. They were playing against their number 1 squad, and they shut his ass down.
Right.
And I like to see that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, guy's good.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, he's a top 2, 3.
Yeah.
You know.
So I'm not gonna, you know.
Yeah.
It showed a little bit. He had glimmers in that game.
Yeah.
But our defense was pretty damn good.
Yeah. I agree.
So that was a positive takeaway for me. And the fact that that kid just kept pressuring. I'm telling you, man, they were like, just took the leash off, and they were like, just go for fucking hell.
Yeah.
The whole game, just go for hell.
Yeah.
And he did. I mean, he just fucking worked his ass off. So, I mean, how many tackles? I don't know what his stats were, but I would be interested to see his stats at the end of that game.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he was buzzing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I noticed him on the Tampa game, too, a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And then he just came to play. So
Yeah.
that's definitely positive. I was really excited about that run by Warren too. When he turned on the Jets, I was like, "Oh shit!" Like he's got some speed behind him.
He does. He does.
Like,
And it's like a thing of like where like, but he's got that speed where he's like great for like 10 carries a game.
Yeah.
Like I would not want him to be the bell cow.
Yeah.
You know, but he's a great like you pound him with Harris, 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 you bring him in, and all of a sudden he breaks off a 30-yarder.
Yeah.
Because you've been worn down.
Yeah. I mean,
you know.
he can fucking run.
Yeah.
So, I mean, McFarland can run too, but I don't think McFarland has breakaway speed like that.
No, he does. Anthony McFarland is at best your third option.
Oh, I agree.
You know, I mean, he's a guy that like it's funny. Like he shows up in August,
Yeah.
and then when he gets an opportunity in November, he just completely shits the bed.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like it's a weird thing of like I don't know what it is about him, but he's just not a. When the lights are bright, I don't want him anywhere near the ball.
Right.
You know, and right now the lights aren't bright.
Right. So, yeah, it was a good game. We left like, I think there was 6 minutes left of the fourth.
Yeah.
And it's something I've never done there before.
Yeah.
Usually we take the tee down, and we actually parked in Pittsburgh right on, where the old McDonald's was.
Yeah.
Down in that area.
Yeah, down
and
there,
we
yeah.
walked the bridge
Yeah.
through Point Park and all
Yeah.
that stuff. That's a walk.
It is a walk. Yeah.
But I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's a walk.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I was okay with it. It was not that big of a deal. But, so we left, and it was fireworks night last night.
Yeah, I saw it was like they were at the end, like they were doing the post game stuff. And they were like showing like the fireworks going off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the fireworks started as soon as we got onto the bridge.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the whole walk across the bridge.
Yeah.
And we're walking at a normal pace.
Yeah.
Right? The fireworks are going off.
Yeah.
It was really cool. Cause,
Yeah, because you're like that close.
Yeah, the barge is right there.
Yeah.
You know, throwing them off. I was like, how cool is this, you know?
Yeah.
So we get down off the bridge, come down the path, and into Point Park, and there's that dome, you know?
Yeah.
And we go under the dome. The fireworks are still going off.
Yeah.
It was the longest fireworks celebration I think I've ever
Somebody
seen.
said it was like one of the longest. Wasn't a 4th of July.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
So we kept watching, and it got under the bridge, and then the fireworks were shining off the buildings in front of us, you know what I mean? I was like, this is really cool. And we walked to the end of that green there, after the dome.
Yeah.
You know? And that's when it finally ended.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a long fireworks show, because I know I didn't get here in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And it's a long walk from that bridge to that point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was pretty cool. It was fun. It was good getting to the game.
I'm sure, yeah. Like getting...
Like, I'm like one of those. I'm not one of those fans that like I'll get up and cheer and stuff like that. But I like really like to analyze the game.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I like to watch the game. I like to pick out coverages, and I like to, you know what I mean? I like to see plays develop, and I like to see who, who the one-on-one is, and I'm really into that. You know?
Yeah.
For some reason, games on TV, I just watch TV.
Yeah.
I mean, I watch for that, but you have a more aerial view.
Yeah, especially with where your seats are.
Yeah.
When you guys get to see it, tickets. Yeah.
And it's nice because it's just, I like to call the holding plays. And,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, anyway, the guy next to me was like, he was a Bills fan. We had some Bills fans. There was a lot of Bills fans actually there yesterday.
Yeah.
I'd have been pissed if I was a Bills fan. But yeah, that was funny too. Like, these Bills fans.
Yeah.
They like clapped like 3 times during that entire game.
Yeah.
That's fun.
I mean, I remember when Thad took me the year he had season tickets with Frank. He took me. I went to the Steelers against the Falcons. Vic was the quarterback. It ended in a tie.
Okay.
But like, what amazed me was like, and that was, we were in the 500 section, but all the way like in the end zone, in the closed side of the stadium,
with no seats, just the bleachers.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you look like sitting there, like, I mean, it was like the full 22 view.
Yeah.
And there was a guy a couple of rows back, like, he was sitting there going, throw it to Hines, throw it to Plexico. Yeah, like, and picking it out as Maddox was. It was like very interesting, like because like he was like reading the coverage from up high, and like, you got the 1-on-1 over here, Tommy. Like, it was like really interesting, like hearing this guy like just call it out like all game long.
The funny thing is about that entire game, and I cannot believe I fucking missed this. No, seriously.
Yeah.
But it was like 2 minutes left in the half or something like that, or 3 minutes left in the half. And I'm like, all right, let's get on and piss before the major crowd gets down. I mean, there was a lot of people there last night.
Yeah, it was. It was it looked like it was about 3/4 full.
Yeah, that's
which for a preseason game is odd.
And I was like, let's piss, get a water.
Yeah.
I want to get a water. He wanted to get a beer. So we went down, and I'm smoking in the back there, and I can't really see the TV, but I hear all these cheers and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck, what's going on? And I was like, that's cool, it's preseason.
Yeah.
But after we get up there, we get back on the third quarter,
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I wish they'd throw to Porter more. I told Jared this right in the game. I was like, they need to throw to this kid, man. This kid needs game time stuff going on here.
Yeah.
But they're not throwing him at all.
Yeah.
And they continued not to throw to him his entire time I was in. I had no idea that he got an interception.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
None. So I missed the interception. I missed it. Give it to his dad. I mean, I missed the whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole thing because I had to piss.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck. I found out after the game. After I got home, I'm watching highlights. I was like, whoa, when did that happen?
Yeah.
That's a big deal. You know what I mean? So, anyway, I missed that, and I missed the Hayward touchdown.
Yeah.
And I saw something online. I don't know what it was, but I saw something where it said, Steelers offense still looking bad. I'm like, I don't know. I thought it looked all right.
Yeah.
Moving the ball.
I think
Great pass to Freiermuth.
I thought the Steelers' offense bogged down.
Once
Once you got
the first string out.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I think Buffalo kept their first team in a bit longer.
They did.
And it was like.
And they were still stopping them. Anyway, good.
Yeah, they were. But Trubisky, there were a couple of times where he was just like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. You know. Yeah. And they couldn't run the ball much.
Yeah.
Like, even like in the second half, like when they put in Mason Rudolph, like they were more successful throwing the ball than they were running.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, so like I from that standpoint, I think you look at like, that's the funny thing is like you look at like the running game after Warren and Harris, and there ain't much there.
No.
You know, so I mean it's but like to have two is better than having none.
Right, and I think I agree on the quarterback situation too. We're in a good quarterback situation. I mean, as Rudolph is your third string.
Yeah, like what's nice about it is it's all veterans.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They've all been in the system for a while. That they've all been. It's not like you got like a rookie and Pickett and and Charlie Batch. You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's a good situation to be in.
It is a good situation to be in.
For quarterback reasons.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, like, if you lose Pickett for any length of time, like, I still don't trust Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah.
He has shown me that, like, he is just, like, I had hope. Like, I thought,
too.
I thought, like, okay, he's spending that year in Buffalo as a backup. You know, he learned some things. He's, everybody's talked about his confidence and, getting out of Chicago. And, like, I thought, okay, here we go. This he could be a guy. Maybe not the guy, but a guy. And he is not a guy.
No, but neither is Rudolph.
No. I wouldn't want Mason Rudolph anywhere near. If I got to rely on one of those two guys for like an extended period of time, like that's when the season sinks.
Oh, I know. I've been.
Yeah.
I've seen.
I don't want to have to make a call to Duck Hodges. Is what I'm saying.
I've seen it. I know.
It's
terrible. He's not afraid to air the ball though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he'll gun it downfield. What else does he have to lose? But I mean, like.
But that's the funny thing is when I watched Rudolph at Oklahoma State, and that's what he was. I mean, he was a deep ball thrower.
Yeah.
He has a good arm.
Yeah.
It's just like he can't read an NFL defense.
Yeah.
Like he really. Like, I don't know what the problem is. Like he just like. I really thought like that year Ben got hurt. I thought, well, this is it. This is where Mason Rudolph takes that step, and no, that step's not in him. Like
Yeah, weird. Anyway, let's get past football.
Let's get past that. Let's talk about the thing I couldn't talk about last week, and I wanted to. The season finale of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds.
Man, was that good?
Wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh man.
I hated the to be continued.
Yeah.
But man, that was a good episode.
Yeah, real good. I loved it.
Yeah.
What a great season.
Like everything about it.
Yeah. I know. It's been a great season for this.
Yeah. It was a phenomenal season. Like I can't wait to see. Like I hate that I have to wait probably till sometime next year, or maybe longer, depending on the strikes. But man, I need to see what Pike does.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a great season.
Yeah.
It sucks it's over.
Yeah, it does. But like, I mean, I thought overall, like, not really a misstep, a single episode again.
Yeah, I'll say an A+ for me.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give it an A just because like the musical episode wasn't my bag.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that it was bad. It's just not my thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, like overall, I mean, I think it's very impressive how Star Trek has returned to television and been so damn good.
Yeah, right.
You know, other than season 2 of Picard and maybe season 3 of Discovery. You know,
season 2 of Picard.
That was awful.
But yeah, they've had some good seasons.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was pretty impressive.
I mean, you know, Lower Decks has been phenomenal. Strange New Worlds has been phenomenal. Discovery's very, very good. Picard for season 1 and season 3. I mean, season 3 was phenomenal. You know, that's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think Star Trek's return. Like, there's a part of me that's like, man, I need to do a movie. But, like, a part of me is like, not really, no. I don't think they need to. Like, I don't think it's necessary.
You mean with this cast?
I don't know what cast. Like, just a movie. Like, I mean, I'd love to see Pine and Zachary Quinto and all of them come back. But, like, I just don't, like, I think at the end of the day, Star Trek is best suited to television.
Maybe.
Like, I mean, there have been some very good Star Trek movies. I mean, there was Wrath of Khan. You know, there was the Undiscovered Country. There was the one with the Borg. I can't remember the name of it for the life of me right now.
Yeah.
You know, like, there have been some good Star Trek movies, but I think overall, like, as a franchise, like, the first J.J. Abrams Star Trek movie was very good. The second one was meh. And the third one was phenomenal.
I just watched the second one again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why it was on. I was like,
Yeah.
fuck it, I'm going to put it on.
Yeah.
That part when he gives the comm to Sulu,
Oh, yeah.
test me.
Yeah.
I was like, eh,
Remind me not to play poker with you, Mr.
that's
Sulu.
so good.
Ah.
Yeah. I think they forced too many metaphors in that. I agree.
Yeah.
Even as a joke by him saying enough with the metaphors.
Yeah.
It got to a point where it was just like, it's too much.
Yeah.
I don't know what was in the writer when they wrote that part.
Yeah.
But they just kept going on and on with it. And I was
Yeah.
just like, man, stop.
Yeah.
But, and there were some good moments in that.
There are some phenomenal moments in that movie. But I
Spock
think-
mind melding with Pike.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
there are
What?
some phenomenal moments in there. And then there are some, but unfortunately, the overall story
yeah.
outweighs those phenomenal moments.
Yeah. When he called him son at the bar,
Yeah.
and then like 10 minutes later, he's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it set it up nice.
Yeah.
The wrath of Spock, the switch of Spock and Kirk on the death,
Yeah.
it was brutal.
But really well done.
Yeah. It was very well done.
Yeah.
It made sense.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool to get that emotion out of Spock.
Yeah.
To bring that, like, buried emotion,
Yeah.
you know, from the human side and the Vulcan side, because
Yeah.
the Vulcans used to be warring people.
Yeah.
You know, to bring that out and just be like, I'm going to fucking kill you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's badass.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was good. Those parts were, like, excellent.
Yeah.
So, anyway, yeah, I watched it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's a franchise that's best suited to television.
Yeah, agreed. I agree with you. I do like the movies, though.
I do.
The JJ movies were good.
Yeah. Like, I can even find Star Trek the Motion Picture watchable. Yeah. I mean, the only one that's really not watchable is Star Trek 5. That movie is fucking horrible. That is movie that shall not be named bad.
Yeah, it is bad.
You know.
Yeah.
But there are, 4 we shit on, but it's not that bad of a movie.
Nah.
It's
dated.
yeah, and like I said, I mean
That's when Chapman got the curl wig.
Yeah. I mean, the motion picture I could still find watchable. Star Trek 3 I think is underrated. I think it's better than people say.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, Khan is an amazing movie. The Undiscovered Country is like, I mean, Christopher Plummer is a fucking Klingon quoting Shakespeare.
Chapman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even that moment where McCoy's like, I'll give somebody real money if they shut him up.
Yeah. McCoy loses his goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
So
I watched Twisted Metal.
So did I.
Oh, it was great.
It was better than I thought it was going to be.
I'm not going to say it was great. I thought that there was a couple lost episodes with the love story.
Yeah.
I didn't appreciate that. The episodes were boring. The ball pit and all that.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah.
I need to see more action. You know what I mean? But Will Arnett, I think he played the voice of the clown.
He was the voice of Sweet Tooth. Sweet Tooth, the body was Samoa Joe, professional wrestler.
Stole the series.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Completely stole the series.
But he also stole the video game series. So,
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm watching. I mean, don't get me wrong. I thought Mackie was good. I thought the story was interesting.
Yeah.
And I got the lightness of it. Do you know what I mean? It was what it was what it is, or however you say it. You know what I mean? So I'm following the story. It's up my alley. It's the perfect thing for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Post-apocalyptic kind of crap I love.
Yeah.
Nev Campbell was actually really good.
Yes.
But anyway, I loved how it flowed. But man, once Sweet Tooth came on, I was sold.
Yeah.
I was like, man, this is really good writing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can sense the crazy.
Yeah.
It was lighting my head on fire. I'm fucking sold.
Yeah.
This shit is crazy town.
Yeah.
Crazy town.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really liked it. I liked the cars. I like how it didn't completely focus in on the cars.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
There's a story there. I like Mackie's backstory. Her backstory. I mean, I got it, I thought, this is really, really, really fucking good. I was entertained.
Yeah, it had a Mad Max kind of feel to it a little bit.
It did. But I like the part with the clown where, I mean, he's chopping heads off, he's chopping arms off, he's shoving an arm in his bandolier. Yeah. I'm like, dude, this is fucking great. I'm all in.
Yeah.
I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I loved when they were in the fucking thing and the skeletons there. And he's like, yeah, he's not going to say that.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I was like, wow, this is really good. So yeah, I fucking loved it. Seriously, I was impressed.
I enjoyed the hell out of it. I liked, I remember the video game. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but I remember it a bit. I think some of it. I what I like is you've taken a randomness of a video game that was just basically, a shoot 'em up.
Yeah.
With cars, and you put some story behind it, and you integrated the elements of the game into the story.
Yeah, and it was cool. I thought the trucker part was cool.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of neat. They had this mobile city.
Yeah.
I thought that was really good.
Yeah. I mean, I like the whole... he says at one point, you can't have too much armor because then you lose mobility. You can't have, it's a perfect balance, which is what the game was. You had to build your car in a way that balanced things, so you didn't.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? It was kind of that was an interesting way of talking about it, and like I liked how they set up season 2 where it becomes more like the video game where it is, car combat
Yeah.
like that, and that's kind of an interesting aspect of it to me.
Yeah.
But the human element of it, which is like in a show like this, a lot of times you're just like when you're translating a video game to a movie or a TV show, like the thing you always end up hating is the human element of it.
Yeah, yeah.
But you have to have that to tell a story. Like Mortal Kombat's a great example.
Yeah.
Like, just fight.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to know what the story is. I don't need the backstory of this. I just know it's Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, yeah.
The human element of it was interesting to it. Like, you're right, like the ball pit episode I could have done without.
Yeah.
But overall, like I thought like the story, Mackie's story as John Doe, Quiet's story was interesting. Like the way civilization has
changed.
Like all this stuff was like really interesting. Like I enjoyed it. Like it was a one day binge for me that like I was just like at the end of it I was like, wow, that was interesting. I can't wait for season 2.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I just like the fact that it was like an action movie. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then like when it got to Sweet Tooth, it turned into a horror movie.
Yeah.
And they like made sure of that.
Yeah.
And I like that dynamic. I like the fact that when Sweet Tooth was on screen, you're gonna see some fucking blood.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's gonna be this horrific thing. Something horrific is gonna happen with Sweet Tooth.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and I like that. I like that. And
Yeah.
so, and I like the fact that when the action people come into his world,
Yeah.
they're like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
even the guards are like pissing themselves.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I like the fact that those two worlds mix.
And he was like an unstoppable force of nature.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, I loved it.
Like he was like Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees wrapped up in the one with also some amazing one-liners.
Oh, yeah, he was great.
Yeah.
I mean, you can sense the crazy.
Yeah.
I just really thought that role was very, very well written.
Yeah.
You know?
Because it could have just been wacky clown driving ice cream truck.
Yeah.
And they put thought into it. And
Oh, yeah, he's definitely part of the main storyline.
yeah. Yeah, like, I mean, as much as it was Mackie's story, like, he's the main character, Sweet Tooth is the main character.
Yeah, he's one of the three so
Yeah.
far. But then, they showed all the others coming up.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool, too.
Yeah.
And the cars. I love the fucking Daytona 500 car or whatever they came out of the back of that truck.
Yeah.
I was like, that's fucking...
Yeah, the Indy car.
Indy, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, that's wicked. Wicked shit.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that. I didn't know what I was expecting, but I didn't expect...
But I think that was from the game.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, like, his car was like your car.
Yeah.
And then, or I mean, I think they were all play. I can't remember because like I played the game. I wasn't a big fan of the game,
Yeah.
but I think like her car was like a playable car, like the Indy car, and his Sweet Tooth was like I think he was like a boss.
Okay.
That I think in later games you got to play. I mean, it had like a if I recall correctly, the game had like a Mortal Kombat kind of like feel, except it was with cars.
Right.
So I think it like I think that's what they're going for the next season with the tournament is going to be like a Mortal Kombat style tournament, but with cars.
Yeah.
So, but I think like I'm pretty sure the cop was like a playable character.
He was great.
Oh yeah, I like Thomas Hayden Church.
Yeah.
Usually when he's in something, I'm like, okay, this is probably gonna be pretty good. Like he does good shit.
Yeah.
And like I think I was a playable character. I want to say the purple hearse was as well, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
So
anyway, good series.
Yeah.
I watched the Walking Dead series with the kids.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It was like done like 4 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. It's actually really good.
Yeah.
I binged both seasons.
Yeah. I heard it was very good.
It's excellent.
I heard it was very well done.
Yeah, it's excellent.
Yeah.
yeah, it's weird how these side shows are better than the main one toward the end.
Yeah.
Because the beginning of The Walking Dead was very well done.
Yeah.
But like it sets up, I'm sure, the Rick episode. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. But yeah, I thought it was great. Kids acted well.
Yeah.
I thought it was real good.
Cool. All right, so I've also got a couple of movies I watched.
Okay.
I watched the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Oh, how was that?
It's actually really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I went with low expectations, even though people said it was good. It was really good.
Okay.
Shockingly very good.
Okay.
Like, it was. What was interesting was it was like that. The same thing that we just talked about with Twisted Metal.
Uh-huh.
They took the aspects of the video game and made it reasonable in a story.
Okay.
Like, I was like kind of surprised by that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the carts, like Mario Kart, like that was. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. And the Rainbow Road. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay. Like aspects of the video game that they used in the story.
Yeah.
And made it make sense was very interesting to see.
Yeah.
And I mean, on top of it, I mean, it was a good story and it was well done, and I mean, I was pleasantly surprised by how good it was.
Yeah. Huh, that's cool.
I would highly recommend it.
Okay.
Yeah. And I also watched Heart of Stone.
Heart of Stone.
It's on Netflix, and it's Gal Gadot
Okay.
playing a super spy.
Okay.
Essentially, the story is...
I saw it.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
You had to think about it for a second?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's lighted parachutes and
Yeah.
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 It's good. It was alright.
It was okay.
Yeah, it wasn't great, but it was.
No, it was far from great. But I mean, I 2 hours where I was at the end of it, I was like, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I had fun.
Entertained.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched that too.
Yeah. I mean, there were some things where I was like, oh, that's bullshit. But, you let it go.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. And I've also been watching a show on Paramount Plus called Lioness.
Okay.
It's a spy show.
Okay.
The whole concept of it is Zoe Saldana. She works for the CIA. She has her team, but she has a person whose job is to get close to a relative of a terrorist so that they can get to the terrorist and take the terrorist out.
Yeah.
And it's been very like it's got Zoe Saldana, like I said, she's like the main character. It's also got I can't think of her name. She was married to Tom Cruise.
Nicole Kidman?
Nicole Kidman. Yeah, Nicole Kidman's in it. She's like Zoe Saldana's boss.
Okay.
It's been very interesting. There's been some very interesting twists and turns to it. It's written by the guy who does Yellowstone and who did Tulsa King, and all that shit that's on Paramount Plus is like his doing.
Yeah.
And this is under his umbrella.
Okay.
And I think you would really enjoy it. I would highly recommend it to anybody who likes spy stuff. Like if you like Jack Reacher, if you liked Jack Ryan, if you like stuff like that, then this is in that same vein in a lot of ways. And it's really, really good. It's very, very well done. It's telling an intriguing story. The characters are very humanized by what's going on outside of the main story. Like it's actually a very good show. I think it's 6 episodes. This is impressive.
Yeah.
And it's been very well done. I highly recommend it.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I like Zoe Saldana.
Uh-huh.
Like outside of like Guardians.
Uh-huh.
Like I liked her as Oher
Uh-huh.
in the Kelvin universe Star Trek. She was in I can't believe I can't think of the name of it now. The Losers.
Yeah.
I loved her in that. Like she's done other things that I have liked her in over the years, and like, I think she's actually a pretty good actress.
Yeah.
And I guess is giving her an opportunity to kind of dig into that a little bit.
Yeah.
On a long I was surprised to, like, I guess I shouldn't be, because I mean it's like this Tyler Sheridan, like, you know, I guess everyone wants to do his shit.
Uh-huh.
And so like to have like two major stars in this last episode, like Morgan Freeman showed up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So like to have like major stars like that showing up in this has been interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, it's very, very good. I would highly recommend that.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. It's worth checking out.
All right.
And that's about it for me, I think. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I've been watching Foundation, but nobody cares about that. That's been about it.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been keeping busy, you know.
Yeah, right.
That's a lot of shit. Ahsoka, that starts next week.
Yeah, I know.
I can't wait for that. I am geeked for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something new.
Well, not just this. It's the character. It honestly is the character.
Yeah.
Like as much as we wanted that Obi-Wan show,
Yeah.
like I've wanted this,
Yeah.
and I can't wait. I hope it's as good as Obi-Wan. I know some people are like, "Oh, Obi-Wan was horrible." Like, I disagree. I loved Obi-Wan.
I didn't think it was that bad.
No, there. I think there are people out there that are at a point now where it's just like whatever Disney does with Star Wars, they hate.
Yeah.
Like they just refuse to acknowledge like anything was good. I liked Obi-Wan a lot. I thought it was a very well done show.
Yeah.
I don't think it ever needs a second season.
No.
As much as I'd love to see Ewan McGregor once again playing that role, I don't think it needs a second season.
Right.
But at the same time, like, you know, Ahsoka is a character. Like I'm excited because it's not just Ahsoka. You know, Sabine Wren's coming in, Harrison Dula's coming in. You know, apparently, you know, like all these characters, like out of canon and in canon, have been like major fixtures for me. Like to see them get their time in the sun is very exciting to me.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm very intrigued to see like where it all goes. So that's like, that's just exciting to me. Like I can't wait. I can't wait to sit down and watch the, you know, first two episodes. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
That's just,
Be good.
it should be. I have high hopes.
Yeah.
I do. I honestly do. Like I think, and like I've heard like Rosario Dawson talk about like the character and like how she's kind of like, she's in me now. She said like, you know, you can't do what I've done with that character as far as the fighting and everything else and not have her and have it you. And I'm like, you know, well, you better, because I mean,
Yeah.
like I think like it's that odd thing of like, and I have faith because it's Dave Filoni. Like I feel like, but it's like that interesting transition of taking a character, especially when she didn't play from animation to live action.
Yeah.
And I mean, she's appeared in 2 separate episodes of shows, and she's played it well. But that's like a small sample size.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're not getting the full. Now you're going to get the full Ahsoka. Like you're getting like 8 or 10 episodes, whatever. Her right.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get that.
And so like to have like Rosario Dawson, who I respect a lot, say like she's a part of me now. Like I hope so.
Yeah.
Like I hope you've absorbed. Like I hope you talked to, you know, Ashley Erickson, who did the voice of Ahsoka for all these years, and like watched all those episodes and, you know, kind of absorbed all that information and made that a part of you, because like this character, I think, aside from like Luke and Han, like Luke, Han, and Leia, I would say like is one that like fans will just rebel if you get it fucked up.
Yeah.
I do. Like you know, it's just I think she's just that important at this point, which is a weird thing to say because she was a cartoon character, but she's that important of a character to like the hardcore.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
we will see.
Yeah. So did you hear the shit about like Michael Oher?
Yeah.
Yeah, for those who don't know, like Michael Oher, he was, I guess he played college football at Mississippi State. He was drafted by the Ravens. They made a movie about his life, and like you know these people who had quote unquote adopted him and helped get him off the streets and all this shit. Well, apparently he says they're rooking him out of money. Like they didn't adopt him. They signed a conservatorship.
Yeah.
It's like it's like a fucking mess.
I know.
Like I'll say this. First off, people were attacking Sandra Bullock over this. Like Sandra Bullock played the like Sandra Bullock had no fucking clue.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, she was hired to play a role that just has to be a real life person.
Right.
You know, Sandra Bullock won an Academy Award for that. Good for her.
Yeah.
I never watched the movie because he was a Raven.
Yeah.
I refused.
Okay.
Like, I just was like, no, I can't do it. It's the same reason why I've never watched Rudy. Rudy's about Notre Dame. I through osmosis, I've seen Rudy.
Yeah.
Like, but I've never actually sat down and watched it.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, with The Blind Side, like, honestly, I know the basics of the story just because it was, like, all over the place.
Yeah.
But, like, I've never seen the movie.
Okay.
Had no desire to see it because he played for the Ravens. Like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
And my mother was like, well, did you watch The Blind Side? I'm like, no. And my dad starts laughing. And my mom was like, well, why? I'm like, he played for the fucking Ravens. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
And my dad's like, I knew that was going to be his answer. Like, he's in the same reason he's never watched Rudy.
All right.
So my dad knows me that well. But, I just found it funny that like, and like I don't know like how much money he's been bilked out of. You know.
Yeah.
Like I don't because like conservatorships are like odd to me. Like I'm not quite sure how they work legally. Like I know like for years Britney Spears was stuck in a conservatorship and she didn't have control of her own money.
Right.
And so like I'm not quite sure how like as a grown ass person you don't have control of your money.
Yeah.
But apparently like you don't.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that works, but so I'm like I know like he in like the stuff that I read like he talked about like they've used his story for their foundation.
Okay.
And they've you know promoted the idea that he was adopted and he really wasn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean like I don't know like I mean it's that odd thing of like and again having never watched the movie, knowing very little about his story, like maybe he doesn't play college football and go to the NFL without these people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's a weird thing. Like, it is. It's a weird thing. I don't get it, and it's like.
Oh, they did some embellishment in the movie too, where
oh, I'm sure
he was like not very smart.
Yeah.
And that was actually quite the opposite. Like he was kind of a smart kid.
Yeah, like I mean, I know that. Like I remember, like later on, like apparently he was like on Joe Rogan or something. He talked about he was pissed that that's how he was portrayed, like as an idiot.
Yeah.
Like I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't stupid then. I'm not stupid now. You know, but apparently you were a little bit because you.
Well,
you know, I guess it's that thing of like I trust these people so much I'll sign what they tell me to sign.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're pulling me out of poverty by my bootstraps, and I appreciate that. So, yeah, sure. You tell me you're adopting me. Here, let me sign this. Like you know.
Yeah. I think that, like, I think the biggest thing too is he's not making any money or royalties off his
movie,
his movie.
life story, yeah.
His likeness, I mean, his person. That's his life story. He's not making any money off it. They're all making millions of dollars off this shit. And he's getting jack. And it's his story.
Like, I mean, I don't, like, how much, I guess that's the thing, like, how much were they paid for the story?
Right. He didn't get paid at all.
Right. So like, it becomes that odd thing though of like I can't imagine like a Hollywood production company paying millions of dollars like for the rights to this story.
Right.
Like they probably, if you're talking like $500,000.
But you also, you also were an NFL football player too, so you're
right.
getting paid. He played for 8 years?
Yeah. Yeah, I think his rookie contract, he's a first round draft pick. I think he was drafted in the top 10.
Yeah.
He made
he made money.
He made money.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's that weird thing. Like I don't get it but like it's a thing, like it's been all over like my news feed and like, you go to Yahoo News and there's some new article about somebody's talking shit to them, I'm like, wow.
I know. I don't know. Yeah, I read that too.
Yeah. So there was that. And I thought this was interesting. David Ayers. Okay. David Ayer, I should say, is his name. Not Ayer, there's no S at the end. David Ayer. He's the guy who directed Suicide Squad. Okay. The first one. With Jared Leto as the Joker and whatnot. And over the past couple of years, he has been talking about the version of the movie that you saw was not his version of the movie.
Okay.
Like, there were a lot of cuts made, and, like, even, like, in the deleted scenes, they didn't release everything. Like, again, like, he's kind of saying, like, this is a much longer movie. There was a lot more of the Joker in it.
Yeah.
And I feel like what you got is a very cheapened version of what my actual vision was for the movie. But these were cuts that were mandated by the studio after
I'd already made it.
Yeah, after I'd already made it, and after the shellacking that Batman v Superman took it, with the critics in the box office.
Yeah.
So this week he released some production art, and the one that generated the most interest was of the Joker, because this production art does not have the tattoos on the face like Jared Leto's Joker has. And he got asked about it, and somebody actually said, this is an actual tweet to David Ayer.
Yeah.
After he releases. See, I like when famous producers and directors try to backtrack their horrific mistakes with, oops, what I meant to do with blank is, and suddenly it's a different thing that is much better. We all know that wasn't the original. You just fucked up.
Well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, David Ayer, like, kind of responded back and see, and like he's like, yeah, that was my decision. Whether you like it or not, whether it was a mistake or not, I don't know, but it was my decision to put the tattoos on him because it made sense.
Yeah.
Whether you like that or not, that's up to you. But I thought it was cool. I thought it was different. I was trying to be as far away from Heath Ledger as possible.
Yeah.
And I feel like, of course, there are people out there like, oh, release the Ayer cut.
Yeah.
And that would be interesting to see as a fan of that movie. But, like, I'm done with that.
Yeah.
Like, you gave me the Schneider cut of Justice League. And I applaud you for doing that. And you had to do some reshoots to make it where apparently, like, with Ayer, with Suicide Squad, that doesn't need to be done. He's like, it's already there.
Yeah.
I just have to recut it.
Yeah.
And, like, I know, like, somebody's going to be out there, well, your favorite movie of all time has 6 different cuts. And you're right. Like, Blade Runner has 6 different cuts, and, Ridley Scott's never truly been satisfied with that movie. I still prefer the theatrical version. That's me. But, like, with this, I'm just, like, I get it. Like, you want to, like, as a director, I'm sure you want your vision to be seen. But at the same time, it's like I'm moving on to, like, James Gunn.
Right.
Like, as interesting as what you had really wanted it to be would be interesting to see. I'm let's just put that all behind us and let's move on to what's next. You know what I mean? You think I'm off base there, or
nah? I'm just ready. I'm ready for it to be done.
Yeah,
that needs to be washed under, swept under the rug.
Yeah,
at this point.
Yeah,
there's no way James Gunn's gonna approve that.
It's like that funny thing of like, it would almost be like if, well, I mean, and he did it in a way. Like if George Lucas came out and said, the original version of Return of the Jedi that I had made was much different from what we released. I think the ultimate criminal of this is there is a director's cut of Star Trek: The Motion Picture. Like we just talked about. I think it's a passable movie that I can at least sit through, but it is boring as fuck.
Yeah.
And there's a director's cut of it, and people are like, "Oh, the director's cut makes it much more watchable." It was another 5 minutes of Kirk jacking off next to Scotty as they circle the Enterprise.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, it was.
There are interesting aspects of that movie, but you can't tell me there's a director's cut that makes that any better.
Nah. I agree.
It was
terrible. It was horrible.
So, there are certain, maybe David Ayer's, and I like the Suicide Squad. Is it perfect? Far from it. Does it have problems? Absolutely. But I still like the movie. I like this version of the Joker. I'm sorry. I'm not going to apologize for it any longer.
Right.
I'm looking forward to whatever they do next, but the Jared Leto version of the Joker I liked. I like the Schneider cut, and I wanted to see the Schneider cut only because it is vastly different from.
Yeah.
It does some of the things I said they needed. There needed to be that standoff between the Justice League and Darkseid through a boom tube. And Darkseid's looking at him going, okay, yeah, I'm coming for this shit.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? That type of stuff I was is what I wanted out of that movie, that I didn't get out of the Joss Whedon cut.
Yeah.
It felt a little bit more organic as far as everything that happens with the resurrection of Superman. I still disagree with the whole it still works. Again, the Schneider cut of Justice League is far from perfect, but as a 4-hour opus,
yeah,
it certainly works much better than the Joss Whedon version does.
Agreed.
But if we were still in the Schneider version of the DCU, then I would say, yeah, give me the David Ayer version of Justice League. And if they release it, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Because I'm a sucker for that. But at the same time, I understand he's kind of trying to defend himself in a way. Man, if you could have seen what I really wanted to do, the stuff we really did with the Joker, I get that, but at the same time, man, move on to that next thing.
Right.
What other, irons do you have in the fire at this point?
Yeah.
Where's the sequel to that Will Smith movie with the sword and the fairies in Los Angeles?
Yeah.
I want to see Bright. That was the name of the movie. I want to see that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hear you. It's funny.
So that's it. That's all I got.
All right.
Yeah. Anything you like to add to the proceedings?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Well, I want to thank Nancy for stepping in last week while you were ill. Thad's upset with me because I badmouthed Foo beer and early Halloween.
Okay.
I'm a Debbie Downer, according to him. And this week he started putting up his Halloween light show for the year. Again, too soon.
Yeah.
October doesn't exist, motherfucker. So remember, there are a number of different ways you can reach out and touch us.
Hey.
You can send an email like Thad does each and every week that I normally ignore. That email address is pittsburghnerd@yahoo.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter. Just search Pittsburgh Nerd Podcast. And we are on a number of podcasting networks. You can find us on the Tangent Bound Network, the Weeby Geeks Network, and the Pod Breed Network. Just give them a Google search and you can find all the other great podcasts they have to offer. And lastly, as always, I want to thank you, dear listener, for taking the time to check us out each and every week. We can't thank you enough for that. Your support means the world.
It does.
And on that note, the dreamer has awakened.
Peace.